I'm in on a fat loss pill.
Yeah, before we get too far into that, I want to say this.
We won't be fat loss pill. We're gonna be fat.
I'm gonna say, come to 3sb.co and check out what we got going on there. We got some new stuff in the foundation line. That's our everything we're about is in the foundation line. That's the best way to say it. We got some black and camo dad hats, actually camo dad hats and black dad hats, but not like Mike's wearing at the moment here if you're watching us. And we've got shirts, we've got tanks. It's hot. It's really hot.
The world's hot, right?
Yeah, the whole world is hot. It's time for a tank top.
Shout out to all the bruvs out there with no AC.
Or ice. Like,
oh, that sucks.
Like, I mean, you go to Europe and if they bring water to your table,
there's no ice?
There's no ice in it.
Ever or right now because it's hot?
Ever. Well, not ever. It's unlikely that there's very much
They're
ice.
anti-ice over there?
You don't get a glass of ice. It's just not part of the
I didn't know that.
It's not part of the culture. I mean, they have ice, obviously, but
you got to, like, ask.
Yeah, you got to pretty much ask, and then you're going to get a few cubes.
And then I assume the drink's cold.
It's not that cold.
Really? They send you warm
Well,
Coke?
not warm, but sort of luke, sort of room temperature water.
I don't talk shit on my friends a lot, but it's literally family. Bart Quan, you fucking weirdo. I don't know why. He always orders extra ice.
Oh, I don't know. Is he putting it like in his pants or?
I don't
like
know.
What?
No, like it's in the drink, you know. So like you can't rip it out.
Oh, okay. Extra ice.
Yeah, so like,
you get
give me
less
a lemonade.
Fluid.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Unless he likes his shit freezing.
I'm an ice chomper for sure. Yeah. I am that guy.
Yeah, I like that too.
However, but I like a pebble ice if you can get one. You know,
Chick-fil-A ice is unmatched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Yeah, I thought about getting myself a pebble ice machine at home. I just haven't done it.
I was obsessed with crushed ice my whole life, and we never once had a fucking crushed ice machine.
Our refrigerator does that, but it does it so lackadaisically that it is almost not worth it. It's not worth it to me.
Mine's pretty good. But my entire childhood, I never had one. It was fucking whack. Yeah, I don't know why Bart gets extra ice.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's like...
Yeah, if I go to, like, Starbucks or somewhere, I'm getting light ice.
Yeah, that's yeah, for sure. Well, that's like James Bond, the shaken, not stirred thing. If you shake a martini, you're putting more water into it because you're causing the ice cubes to melt into it. You're watering down your martini.
But that makes sense with alcohol.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, if you're that kind of person, yeah. Like if you like your
no one wants watered down lemonade.
Your cask strength bourbon with a little splash of water to open it up a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
Or you just don't love vodka or whatever, so you get a little watered down. Or that's why mixed drinks are a thing. But watered down Coke isn't a thing.
No, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's never.
I would say probably about 75% of the fountains that you get, fountain drinks that you get out there don't taste like what they're supposed to taste like anyway.
But sometimes, and people say what? I think we probably talked about it, but the Coke at McDonald's, people say,
the best, yeah.
I find that it's fine. Like, I don't, that's one's not like screams at me. I can tell it's different, but there's some fountains at like a bar, and I don't know if it's maybe they're off-brand and fucking lying to me, or maybe it's the syrup to bubbly water ratio, but sometimes, or even restaurants, some of those guns have the best shit. It doesn't even taste like Coke anymore, but it tastes so good. And then sometimes it's trash. Like the variance is insane, right? You get a can. That's the beauty of a can. It's pretty damn consistent.
It's usually, unless it's been sitting around.
For sure. Yeah, or warm. Or hot, warm.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
That can fuck
Especially
it up.
an old Diet Coke or Coke Zero or anything actually artificial does not taste good if it's been sitting around for too long and exposed to heat. I
don't know what it is. Or I can't think of a spot right now in particular, but sometimes I'll get one at a fucking restaurant. I'm like, God damn, there's something going on back there, and I love it.
Yeah.
Was this semi-recent too? Maybe I'm way off here. I get a bunch of jumbled things. This is my first caffeine too. I fucking didn't have time to make coffee at home, and I just fucking went straight to article writing. It was very rough. But I think they found cocaine again in a drink.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think I heard that.
We'll see.
Like I know Coca-Cola had whatever trace amounts of coke in fucking the 50s or some bullshit. But like within the last couple years here, I thought I heard something was partying, and that's why.
Oh, I got dinks, not drinks. That's a problem.
Cocaine in a dink. That's what I heard. And again, I hear a lot of things, so.
How to stop taking cocaine with alcohol.
What's the 10-step process?
Your 12-step.
Yeah.
Your 12-step away from.
Just fucking don't do coke.
Don't do coke. Yeah. Elon Musk says he wants to buy Coca-Cola and put the.
Oh, maybe that's
back
what I
in.
heard.
I think that's what you heard.
That's what I heard, dude. I got mixed feelings on Elon. I don't know about that one.
Mine are not mixed anymore.
Yeah,
I used to have mixed feelings about it. I used to have positive feelings, and then I had mixed feelings, and now I have.
How much is 3.5 grams? Is that?
I've
never done coke in my life. For all those listeners out there, I used to get, early days YouTube. I used to get accused of being on coke a lot.
Because you were so wired?
I don't know. Yeah, because I'm fucking.
You're very animated, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm fucking filming myself, so I'm gonna try to be entertaining rather than boring.
Right,
yeah. So yeah, you think I'm on coke, you fucking psychos?
Yeah.
I feel old all of a sudden. We can get into the fat loss pill eventually, but a bunch of things are flooding my brain now. So like, I grew up on the internet, right? I was literally 21, 22 when we started this, and now I'm 34.
Uh-huh.
And what's happening with my own shit is also like the world sees it. So in the beginning, like for little examples, I'm 23, I'm bouncing around our YouTube or Omar's YouTube, get accused of being on coke all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like different, but paints the picture. I'm doing like a Q&A on my Instagram, and everyone's asking me about like heartache and like all these like old wise man questions.
Yeah.
They're not asking me like how do you get jacked or are you on coke? Like I used to just get ripped for coke and whatever in the Q&As, and now it's like, I got a heartache, Dad. How do I fix it? I'm like, I don't know. I literally got like 7 of them today. I felt bad. I didn't know what to say.
It could be worse, is what I can say.
Well,
it could definitely be worse, and I will give you an example.
Of heartache?
No, just of questions.
Oh, no. I'm not. I don't mind them. I like it.
Okay.
Not that I'm fucking Dr. Love, but like I would love to help, and I would love to share experiences. I'm a sensitive dude.
Yeah.
I love to share all that. That doesn't bug me at all. It just makes me feel. I'm obviously in a different chapter, which is good. You don't want to be in the same chapter at 34 as you were when you're 22.
Right.
But the outside world sees I'm in a different chapter, I guess, which is funny.
That brings up just a point about comments and questions. You know, our friend Garrett Fear, did a few open mic sets weeks ago.
Comedy,
yeah, stand up comedy open mic sets a few weeks ago, and he had tossed off a comment that he said, "I'm a power lifter and a power bottom."
Oh, comment a joke?
Well. Probably. I mean, hey, if you're doing a stand-up routine, everything's potentially a joke.
But then everything's also, if you're doing a stand-up routine, everything's potentially real.
Or potentially a confession. Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, because, like, I'm not a comedian, but I watch a shit ton and I'm all about it. The only thing you can tell jokes about are things you experience.
Theoretically.
Right? Like, yeah, you can do the whole, like, knock, chicken cross the road fucking bullshit. But, like, most of anything witty that's happening is something that's happened in your brain that you've either thought about or you've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Garrett did one of those ask me an anonymous question things.
Oh, yeah?
They're
not that crazy.
No.
I thought mine was
NGL is the app. Yeah.
I have it. I thought it was going to get wild, but like my shit's just wild anyways.
Well, like probably half of the questions about were whether or not he's gay.
Yeah.
And his point is, why do you ask? Like, why does it matter?
Maybe they're attracted to him.
Well, that's a different story, but that's not how you don't say ask it that way. You just say, like, if you're serious, I could be serious too, and that's not what people are doing.
Yeah, I don't know what those people are doing, but I don't know. Is it culturally acceptable to ask? Because it's culturally acceptable to say, "Are you single?"
Yeah,
and by asking that, I'm basically saying that I am interested.
I think that the way the questions were asked, they're more like, "Oh, dude, you're not sucking a dick, are you?" or whatever. You know, I mean, it was more
machismo.
It was more of that kind of thing, and not a honest interest. But wouldn't you just DM and not make a
No, they don't care. What I would think would be the opposite as the strength power bear world. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That they were more interested, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it was.
Maybe Garrett could be my little cubby.
And I don't know, and I didn't ask. I did DM him about the fact that he's just very off the cuff, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And like I wish I aspired to be more like that, and I'm a lot older than Garrett.
Yeah.
And he said, my basic premise is that none of this really matters that much. Like,
yeah, my issue, I think I'm that way in terms of like myself, but I overthink and walk on eggshells with other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a filter with myself. I'll say and do whatever, but I do have a filter because I don't ever want to piss other people off. And Garrett, filters are very large
he just
holes.
no filters.
Yeah,
that
there's
I
large
can tell.
holes in those things.
Yeah, yeah, and that's. I mean, I appreciate him for that. You appreciate different people for different reasons. That's one of the things I appreciate.
Bart's
about
like that
him.
too, a little bit.
Bart,
it is like a comedic thing.
Bart is joking or not. Like it's actually couched in comedy all the time.
Yeah, I hate that he makes me laugh.
Yeah, and
because like your buddy, you're like, oh yeah, Bart's funny or whatever, and then I'll watch like a clip of him. I should have watched the podcast, but him and Gio are talking in their podcast, and Gio's dead serious. She's actually, I was telling the guys before, like she's probably got a bigger personality than Bart, but people don't think that.
Yeah.
But like when you're just hanging with him, Bart can be quiet, kind of like me. We're kind of like really high or like really low.
Yeah.
And so Bart can be pretty quiet. G's actually kind of got a bigger personality sometimes, and I can see on her face she's dead serious. And she asked him something of the nature of, you're so good on your own. You don't need anyone or anything. Why are you married? And why did you hunt down like a relationship? And she's fucking dead serious. And he throws on, there was like a big meme for a while. What was it, like the West Side motherfucker or something? Those glasses would...
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He like pulls one of those faces, smirks, and he said, I'm peanut butter, motherfucker. And I don't even know what that means. I guess because like peanut butter
in jelly?
I thought like, peanut butter works well on its own and it mixes well with jelly or I have no clue. I didn't watch the rest of the podcast.
All right.
But I'm just like... in my couch, like, and I saw that, and I just start laughing. I'm like, dude, you're so stupid. Like, I don't even. And again, like, I don't know why, because like sometimes when you know people, you don't laugh as much. I feel like
maybe so, yeah, because you kind of know what their shit is.
yeah,
and so.
or something. Yeah, I don't know. And
Yeah.
so I normally just like don't laugh, and I was just sitting there like, God damn, you're stupid and funny.
Yeah. So anyway, Garrett, however you are is however we appreciate you, and we don't care. Shout
Power
out
bottom means you take it.
Yeah,
That's catching.
But I think you're very specific about how you want to take it.
Why is it is there opposite of power?
I think
So there's top bottom.
yeah.
So there's probably a power top.
kind of a sub, kind of maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't
picture him. I think he if he's a power bottom, he's probably the bossiest power bottom
that's
ever bottomed.
I'm not speaking specifically about Garrett's anus, but I'm just speaking generally about bottoms.
Yeah.
Which I'm unfamiliar with. How are you a power bottom?
I think that
you know what I mean. That seems like a
I don't know. I want to say it sort of has
Google that one. I googled.
I'm not googling that.
Clenbuterol.
You're not going to catch me googling
I'll
that.
fucking Google it. What is a power bottom?
I think he was just working on the alliteration, and he likes to have fun at other people's expense,
Okay. Power bottom, plural, power bottoms. A person, particularly a homosexual man, who dominantly or energetically plays the receptive role in intercourse. So then what's the opposite? What's the opposite
of a power bottom?
Yeah,
that's going to be our title. What's the opposite of a power bottom?
I'm on Reddit.
I bet you are.
Reddit are no stupid questions. No stupid questions.
No stupid questions.
Thanks for not judging me, Reddit. Closest. All right. What's the opposite of a power bottom? No, this guy's asking a great question.
Okay.
Because it's 6 years ago, and both of us are clueless.
Okay.
Closest phrase I could come up with is a submissive top.
Oh.
But see, like that doesn't really make sense. Like it does.
Well, I mean, it takes one. I mean,
I know
that's the pair, right? I mean,
right, but that's like saying like a hammer nail, like a submissive hammer. Like, nah, that thing's fucking tanking. Like, that's its job inherently is to fucking, yak, yak, yak,
I don't know, but
maybe we need to call Garrett.
Garrett. Hey, Garrett.
A submissive top is the correct. They exist.
They exist. Okay. All right.
Dude, some of these questions are amazing. I'm super white. I'm going to a majority black barbecue. I'm assigned to bring the mac and cheese. How do I not embarrass myself? What are we doing?
Wait, this is not in the Power Bottom forum, is it?
No, we're in the no stupid questions room.
Okay, no stupid questions.
Is there black mac and cheese and white mac and cheese?
Oh my God, we've just gone from one kind of potential discrimination, not discrimination,
amazing.
but cultural commentary that we're not.
Power bottom. Because I've heard that term.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, I mean, clearly Garrett's heard it too, but it doesn't mean he is one. He just means that he. I don't know. If this were anybody but Garrett, I would not even broach this conversation. It would just be, but Garrett just lives so out loud that whatever's going on is fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, Shout out, however, to Alex Smith, Ben Smith's brother, who just got engaged to his boyfriend. So
there we go.
There we go. Yeah. See, also living out loud. Like, he came out a few years ago, and that was not a big surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it's just happened in every sport now, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's happened in the NBA, it's happened in the NFL. Even though a dude in the NBA did kind of lose his job a little bit, and the NFL dude I heard was pretty frowned upon within the...
I think there's still one roster player for one major league sport who is out, and I don't remember who it is.
Yeah, I forgot that. Collins was an NBA player.
Yeah.
Played on the Wizards. Might have played on the Bullets.
Well, we're talking about things that are, traditionally whatever, and people's reactions to them. I see that you have you can't see because you're wearing your hat, but you have blonde hair now.
I do.
Yeah, not subtly. You have blonde hair now.
Yeah, platinum blonde.
Yeah. So I got Jock Peterson out. He's only blonde on the top, and I think his sides are a little bit.
Yeah, mine will look like that in like a week probably.
Yeah. But this is his whole outfit, and
I don't even know who that is. Am I supposed to?
Outfielder for the Giants, played for Atlanta last year. Wore pearls.
I like pearls. I don't really like his outfit right now, though.
No, I don't know. This is like all over the internet because I don't know what this is supposed to be communicating. The white jacket is what's killing it for me.
All of it's kind of not it.
I don't know how the
his
shoes
wife?
fit in either. Yeah, that's his wife.
She's dressed very nicely.
And kids, yeah.
Kids are dressed kind of nicely.
Yeah. And that's his brother who has
the J3s on.
Yeah, who's his Downs, I think. And every team that he's played with, they have a locker for his brother.
Oh, that's cool.
His brother hangs with him and helps. It's sort of kind of a little like assistant kind of deal. And
yeah, I don't know about that fit.
Yeah,
because there's like a thing, like to be your own person and shit. And I don't want to judge this gentleman. He could be being himself.
He's a live out loud kind of guy.
Yeah, which is like, yeah.
He's playing for.
Sometimes it just looks like you're trying too hard.
He's playing for Israel next year in the World Games.
Baseball.
Yeah, and this is like he did 10 years ago too. His mom's Jewish, so.
When's some of the World Games this year, or am I way wrong? Like right now?
Baseball's World Games are next year.
Oh, it's totally separate?
Yeah.
It's like the World Cup then, or is it called the World Games?
It's World Games.
Because, I know like weightlifting or powerlifting just happened.
Yeah.
In the World Games.
Yeah, I don't even know I don't know how to get there. I don't know any of those stories. I don't even know when it goes on. I don't know who did it.
It's only single ply.
Oh.
And
so they're doing it in the past, is what you're saying.
I think it's coefficient-ish. I think it's like old school IPF route.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it just stuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
But just we're talking about behaviors that maybe are more common in women than men, and bleaching one's hair out. I've done it. I did it when I was a teenager, and then in my 40s when we were doing that reality show thing, my hair was orange, but it had to go to blonde before it got to orange.
Yeah,
it was a real challenge.
Yeah, someone talked to me about dyeing it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to color.
Don't. I'll just tell you right now.
But I like a little blonde action.
Getting it out, getting the extra color out is very challenging.
Yeah, my plan is just to fucking.
I had to dye my hair back to its regular color.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'll probably just grow it, trim it, grow it, trim it, leave it blonde as long as I can. And then probably make it go blonde again.
Yeah, I also did something this week. I inherited like shitty fingernails.
Yeah,
like they crack a lot and tear, and I get hangnails all the time. So I'm trying this experiment with clear matte polish.
Yeah, to strengthen them or something.
Just to strengthen them. Yeah. Also, not a thing that
I don't know.
Guys do that much.
Yeah,
but it's certainly become more popular with the past few years.
Yeah, everything's changing a lot. Because even dyed hair in like a rock and roll scene or something.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, it's been a thing, and then now more people are doing it. Same with the fingernail shit. We're diving into a Q&A. Yep. Maybe the first real like just podcast Q&A we've done in a very long time. And we're doing it all from Discord, fam. So head over to 50percentfacts.com. There's a link for Discord there. Click on it. Join our server. Discord, if you don't know, is somewhere in between, a Reddit forum and WhatsApp. But it's basically a group chat with just our community. You're going to get exclusives, first looks at the clothing, individual discounts that we throw in there sometimes. You get the first dibs on all the clothing, and then a like-minded community there. So we're always just chatting video games, lifting, life, clothes, whatever. So I got all the questions from there. And one of the first I think really good questions, and I'm not sure an answer, but yours answer will probably be really good, is the most successful or popular piece of content or media versus your favorite thing you've ever made.
Oh, the most successful thing that I've ever done versus my favorite.
Yeah, or like an episode or a video or a Instagram post or a this or or just probably just.
My most consumed piece of content is I think it's the pec tear. I think it's the Mandy pec tear.
Yeah.
Followed quickly by the
like some ammonia sniffing or something, right?
No.
Didn't one of those go crazy? Or no, that was a Spoto bench, and everyone just
the
asked
Spoto
about
bench.
ammonia. But they just asked about ammonia.
Yeah, everybody asked about ammonia, and they don't.
Some of that was my real early days, and I was still at a commercial gym, and I remember it being on Yahoo News because like all the laptops at the commercial gym popped up, like the homepage was Yahoo News. Right. I remember seeing the video like the week after I was at the meet. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Because
that stuff's even rare now, right? Like Rasul was fucking killing the game. He's not been on Yahoo News. Not that Yahoo News is the shit anymore, but
there was one particular like blogger. That's how long ago this was on Yahoo, who picked up the meat video and threw it out there, and so it still gets often gets thousands of views.
Yeah,
that's the most consumed thing that I've done. It's like 6 or 7 million, something like that now.
Yeah, that's big. That's big in YouTube space.
In terms of things I'm happiest with or feel proudest of or whatever, it's probably the one we did with Janae, that croc. It just worked out in ways that I did not think that it necessarily was going to going in. I think we did a good job with that. Secondarily,
that was like talking about like hair or nails or whatever, like things being kind of different between two. Like because of the internet and because of society and things have gone politically or otherwise, everything's been accelerated like crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like when did we do that episode? 15, 16?
15, I think.
Like talking about transgender then was out of left fucking field.
Yeah.
And then Jenner.
Yeah.
Right? Like all that kind of happened, so that kind of accelerated it, became more norm, athletes, et cetera, et cetera. So the conversations are much more common and much more, you'd like to think, accepted nowadays. But at the time, I agree, it was kind of out of nowhere. Like people weren't talking about that stuff.
Yeah. Probably the other one is the conversation that we had with Brian Washington during the George Floyd thing. It was very eye-opening to us, particularly to me, because we were in the same environment here, 7-8 years earlier, and he picked up on things that I completely missed.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Or the issue, or whatever you want to call it. Like that's the essence.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the essence of the situation.
Is that like if you're a mainstream white person, you probably aren't understanding.
Yeah. It's just perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, what ladies go through day to day, what dudes go through day to day is all a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't really have an answer for this. I think, like broadly, very broadly, I've enjoyed podcasting more than a lot of stuff because I
Yeah.
feel like my YouTube has been so niched into like educational or lifting content that I feel pressure that if I don't have a barbell in my hands, the video's not going to do anything. And so like that sucks. Where podcasts, like I feel like I could just talk and be me, and I've always kind of felt that way. I think from the very beginning, and so that's kind of just like refreshing in a sense that I don't feel as much pressure podcasting. But there's no like one piece that sticks out in my mind that I'm like, damn, I fucking went crazy and killed that, or I worked so hard on this and it didn't, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, cause like I don't know, because all of it too. It's not like I'm not fucking Brad Pitt that trained 3 years for this one role.
Yeah.
Like I've always just like shared my journey regardless. And so I lift weights every day. And so I share lifting weights.
I think that the video version of the Janae podcast has probably done 60 or 70,000 downloads. That's not nothing for sure. It's not millions, but it's not nothing. I think that the audio version probably did 50, if not more. And that's one of those rare circumstances where I think that the video version was bigger than the audio version.
Yeah.
And then there are pieces of it in the movie, which a lot of people have seen as well, Transformer. So
yeah, I'm surprised that didn't make more of a ripple, to be honest.
I thought so too, but I think that I think maybe it was the like ambiguity of the ending that maybe because the thing you remember it most is the end, and there's of anything, right?
Yeah. And maybe the title, you know, like the title's kind of obviously tucked into some fucking Optimus Prime shit.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I think it was Amazon Prime first and then Netflix.
I think maybe so.
And that at the time wasn't a thing, right?
I think it was originally pay per.
Yeah.
Well,
so like if it happened again, it just, and I don't know the business on any of this front, but if it just goes straight to Netflix and Netflix gives it a little boosty and throws it in the trending.
Yeah.
Now it might be the talk of the town, and Janae ends up on fucking Ellen DeGeneres' show or some shit, right? Like, you know, like all those things kind of have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one, like, I think you're right. I think it was like $3.99.
Yeah,
and it kind of got tucked away.
Yeah, I think, and that's how West Side versus the World was too. But it needed to be because there was a lot of money spent.
And that's just less controversial in my opinion. And you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And so like,
for sure.
What's gonna get clicks on the internet? Even still, transgender or whatever. Like the swimmer from Berkeley just won some award, and people are all outraged.
Yeah.
Favorite chocolate and non-chocolate candy?
I don't know. That's a good question. Favorite candy that includes chocolate is probably any Reese's peanut butter thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I love Twix, but I would never call Twix a chocolate bar. Like it is, but it isn't.
I mean, I've had some chocolate truffles and stuff, like double chocolate or whatever, that rocked my world.
You know what's always kind of a go-to but not talked about? Are those lint deals.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Those are really good.
Yeah,
they're Old Faithfuls, like a little milk chocolate deal. Like
right.
That kind of always bangs.
Yeah. I like dark chocolate more than milk chocolate, but it has to be handled correctly. It can't be like bitter.
Fair.
You know, if you're making a candy out of it, it can't be like bitter.
Yeah. I don't love chocolate in general.
Really, I do like chocolate, but I there's so much synergy between peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, Reese's, Twix for sure are my go-tos. Those lint deals. I like some fancy shit. Yeah, like a little fancy milk chocolate, fucking gold leaf bullshit.
Yeah,
I'll eat all that. Non-chocolate?
I don't know that I actually like a non-chocolate candy.
No, like sours or nothing?
Sours are fine, and I mean, okay. Here's
what's the most famous non-chocolate candy? Sours? Like a Sour Patch deal? Skittles, I guess. Oh, I guess there's a bunch.
Skittles.
Starburst.
Yeah, and I just saw an article that Skittles is getting, like, they're trying to ban it in some country because it said it has absolutely no nutritional value, and then is actually a negative. I don't know. I lost track. Sure. I lost the thread on that one.
But like, what's to say, right? Because it has sugar, and we need glycogen.
Yeah, it's like I don't know on what basis you can say that. Yeah. I'm not a big Skittles fan.
You see, I don't love it either, but I'm gonna eat the shit out of it. It's here.
Well, here's the shout out to Max Tuning, who might still be in the hospital. I don't know.
Yeah. I think he just got out.
Did he get out? Okay. But something like a sour strip or sour worms, that kind of stuff, I like it and I can't stop eating it, but I don't love it. If that makes sense.
That's how I am with chocolate. Even what I do low key like is like saltwater taffy.
Oh, saltwater, yeah, that can be solid.
If the flavor's good, the texture, I really like the texture, and that's another one where I just can't like really stop for any reason.
Yeah,
it's just like something to chew on.
Especially the ones especially the ones that have peanut butter in them.
Yeah, or layers of whatever. Or cream or some shit.
I can be about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I love. I wouldn't say like I'm a candy guy, but there's not a lot of things like I dislike, so I'm gonna eat all this shit. Like.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Where are we heading?
Would you rather miss an open layup or get posterized for a game-winning?
That's a solid basketball question. Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know, getting posterized is basically getting dunked on, but emphatically in the nature that the picture would end up on a poster.
Correct.
Right? So that's what we call it, getting postered, or the new shit is calling it like on your head. To lose a game, I'd probably want to get posterized.
Yeah.
Because then it's like not my fault.
Right.
Like it's your good, not more than it is my bad.
Yeah.
Where if I'm like just shanking a layup, it's pretty embarrassing. I've done that many times. The truth is, if you play basketball, like it's embarrassing to get dunked on, but I didn't get dunked on a lot in high school, but college you start to get dunked on and like some of the pro-am stuff, and one guy did say it. He's like, yeah, if you've never been posterized, like you're not playing enough basketball, or you're not playing good people.
Yeah.
Like Jordan's been posterized, everyone's been dunked on, and the better you are, the more chances you're probably going to get dunked on because the other guy wants to dunk on you.
Mm-hmm.
So like for the basketball heads out there, like Dikembe Mutombo is known for blocking shots, so everyone's trying to fucking dunk on him.
Right.
So it's like embarrassing. And it really does automatically like tail between the legs feeling like I've never felt anywhere else. But like, yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. It's like missing a lift in powerlifting. Like if you've never missed a lift ever, are you really powerlifting? Like, are you even trying?
No,
you're right. Like you're going to miss a lift. If it's happening every day and you're getting dunked on every game, all right, man, we got to figure something out here. But
it's got to need darkness and light.
Yeah.
Not all of one and all,
yeah,
or
but
all of the other.
That doesn't really bug me. Shaking a layup's pretty embarrassing. But again, I've done all that too. A lot of embarrassing. Like my pants have fallen down in a basketball game. Like you play enough, you do enough of anything, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just part of it. Dude, some of these questions I really do. I want to help you guys, but like key elements for prepping for a powerlifting meet, like I'm just not going to do a PowerPoint. Like that's so broad. Like you're talking about programming, are you talking about the 12, 16 weeks building up? Are you talking about the week into a meet? Are you talking about the day of? What does prep mean? Because like when I think powerlifting prep, I'm thinking 12, 16 weeks, but maybe that's because I'm a coach. Maybe when you mean prep, you mean when you wake up in the morning and you're going to go compete at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But we have a couple powerlifting specific meet stuff here. So like we have one with Seabass back in the day about first meet. I think we've done another one on meet itself.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot of programming stuff with Avi. So I would check the past couple, especially with Avi, Seabass, and it's probably in the title, but I think we covered another one like on powerlifting meets specifically.
I think it's a pretty good one. When is a good time for someone relatively new to powerlifting to start using accessories, belts, straps, whatever? I feel like we've talked about that, and I want to answer this question a different way. I want to answer this question in terms of accessory exercises and not accessories gear.
When a powerlifter, or if strength's your goal, when you should start doing other movements?
Yeah, and I think maybe the sort of controversial answer might be before you start really getting into the any kind of heavy movement of the big three. Just start building up some muscle base and some strength before you actually start, because you're not going to test an accessory. Your brain is not going to force you towards testing an accessory, except maybe like a dumbbell press because you're a dumbbell. But to establish that base of strength and work into the main lifts a little more slowly.
Yeah, I don't know. So when I first got into powerlifting, I was just like training, and I was going by muscle and fitness shit or what my strength coach had me do, and I was just training on my own. And then I got a book from my high school basketball coach, and I forgot who wrote it. I wish I did. But there was a 6-week block of, they called it like barbell preparation.
Yeah.
And so I basically did what you said, even though I had a bunch of muscle on me for a 20-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're doing like curtsy lunges and dumbbell shit and arms and back, but you're not really touching a barbell. Fast forward, 15 years. I don't necessarily know what I would prescribe if someone just came to me off the streets and said, I want to power lift, where we're starting. I'm probably doing both. I'm probably handling 1s, 2s, and 3s light on a squat bench dead, and then catching most volume on stuff like you said. That's probably how I'm coaching folks. Because also if you want to power lift and you're fucking excited, I'm not going to tell you not to power lift.
Right.
But you're right. The other fact too is when you're new, you won't be able to display half of your strength. The average lady on the planet, or let's just say America, and don't quote me, I'm making this shit up, but the average lady in America probably has the strength to pull 225. Probably, but they don't have the coordination and the motor pattern to do that right now. But their strength, so they can't display that strength. So yeah, I'll probably having them deadlift, and we're probably gonna go through similar things. We're starting classes here at 3rd Street for anybody, people that want to compete in powerlifting, people that have never trained before, people that want to get stronger, look better, feel better. More info on that coming very soon, but Avi's going to be coaching it, and I'm going to be mentoring her through the process, although she's been a personal trainer for 3 or 4 years already. And it'll probably be similar to that. If you are more advanced, you're going to go a little heavier and touch RPE 8s on a deadlift. And if you haven't, we're just going to have you deadlift something and then catch a bunch of volume on rows and chins and get your hammies going and learn how to move your body through space. Because moving your body through space, as much as I talk shit on powerlifting versus other sports, I just did a whole other YouTube video on it and why I don't like powerlifting compared to other sports I've played, there is something very difficult about moving your body through space loaded that you can't get anywhere else. So my body control was one of the main factors that made me a good basketball player. I could see somebody do something and I could just do it. Where it doesn't work that way when you got weight on your back or weight in your hands. It's very difficult to understand or feel where your body is. So doing some RDLs, learning how to hip hinge, learn how to squat and not, lose balance, learn how to move your arms through space with load on your wrist basically is much more difficult. Just to quickly answer the gear one, just because I wrote an article on it this morning.
There you go.
My example was, if you go and play soccer once with your friends, you just show up and kick a ball around, party. If you decide to sign up for a weekend league, or you're playing soccer a couple times a week with your buddies, you should probably invest in some cleats and a good soccer ball.
Yeah.
And so I would say very similar for lifting. If you really like running and then you just kind of catch a bicep pump here and there with a bro every once in a while, don't even think about it. If you're weight training multiple times a week and you've shown consistency in your routine, there's no harm in using a belt. That's kind of the first thing I'd probably go to. There's actually a benefit of it.
Belt, wrist straps, knee sleeves, they're fine. There's no virtue in not using them.
Yeah, that's true too. There's
no virtue. And I'm going to say that one more time. There is no virtue in not wearing a belt, not wearing knee sleeves, not wearing wrist straps. It just doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
And if it preserves your ability to keep doing the activity with the frequency that you want, then why would you not want to do that?
Yeah. I would categorize A and B's in my mind, where belt's going to be an A by, and the others are going to probably be a B, where there's actual benefit to a belt. Not that there's not benefit to the other, but again, that's just why it's in a different class, where you are physically going to improve in every manner using a belt. You're going to be able to brace your midsection more. It's shown in EKG scans and all scams, not ns, where your core is actually going to be flexed and work more when you have a belt. So not only will you use more weight, say something in a squat, so you can train your legs better, right? If you're using more weight, more stimulus, more strength, but you're also flexing your midline when using a belt more properly. And the investment of a belt's probably better. It's more expensive for sure, but even the best knee sleeves and wrist wraps, you're probably, if you use them a lot, you're probably going to have to get a couple pairs in your career. If you buy a solid belt, and we're not sponsored by anybody yet, but you grab a SBD, you grab a Pioneer, you grab an Inzer, all very reputable companies, those belts will very least last you 5 to 10 years, if not a lifetime. So I'd probably suggest going belt first if you do want to invest. But Jim's right. If you're doing this a long time, you want to do it a long time. Same reason I bought a new pair of basketball shoes every fucking 3 months. Same reason runners buy shoes after a certain mileage. If you want to do it a long time, you're going to kind of need the tools to the trade, and there's no real reason not to do them. Now, if you can't show up to a gym and get a decent workout because your iPod died and your pre-workout's slim and you left one wrist wrap at home, now you're just being a pussy, and you need to be able to get a workout in and get your shit done. If they're prohibiting you from getting better, that's an issue, and you're reliant on them, I think that's an issue. But there's definitely no sense in being a tough guy either.
Yep, I would agree with that 100%.
What you got? Nothing?
I did have something. Well, there was an article about belts that I was going to try to pull up, and it's supposed to be on Alico's side. Alico's side sells belts, so like you can take that with however it's you want to there, but I do not think that. Oh, somebody has a really small dick. I just heard it go by. Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah. We are still next to a construction site and a street and a freeway. And so people are loud. Oh, this is one I wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
This is a study that was done, or survey that was done by YouGov America. And the question they ask is, do you prefer to buy more expensive, high-quality clothing that is made to last, or less expensive clothing that is trendy but not made to last?
When we talked about this, you didn't have the article up. And
yeah.
You did, which I don't blame you by any means. But the word trendy does throw a wrench in this thing.
Yeah.
Because I was highly surprised at the 30%. Saying that they want basically cheaper shit.
Right.
Cheaper in quality and cheaper not. But because they don't say that the quality stuff looks good. So how they phrase the thing, I think, skews the data.
Maybe so.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because if you take that word out, now you're comparing apples to apples.
Yeah.
And now to me, you're comparing apples to oranges. Like, do you want something that lasts a long time, but you're going to look stupid, or do you want what's cool right now and it's going to break? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, in my head, that makes me, I'd still probably do more expensive and higher quality, but I would, and that's why I wear Carhartt and shit. Now it is kind of cool, right? Like to wear baggy and tough shit, but I've worn Carhartt for a very long time because it was $15, inexpensive, but the quality was actually there. It was made to do cool shit. Because now I understand why people would buy the trendy shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I think you even said ladies. Wasn't there a breakdown somewhere? There's a ladies, gentlemen's.
There's the gender breakdown.
Yeah. Where the ladies
are more likely to buy the less expensive
because
but not
it's
made to last.
Because I think it says trendy.
Yeah.
And more ladies would care about, generally speaking, motherfuckers, care about how they look than the average dude.
Yeah, that's the whole fast fashion thing that is huge, but is like a tremendous drain on resources, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so maybe it's less surprising to me now.
As people who sell apparel, we think about these things. Age was an interesting factor as well. If you were 30 to 44, you're in the more expensive but made to last category.
Interesting. That's probably generational and not age.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Gen X.
Yeah. Who's
millennial? Which is millennial.
But millennial's even bigger than that, I think. Or skewed slightly different. It's like 27 to like 42 or some shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's semi-crossed. What's because then same with the others, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
They all follow the same pattern. But
no, but I just mean like who's a boomer?
Oh,
I don't even know if 65 is. Like I don't know if my mom is technically. I don't know what she is. I think she's 64.
Baby boom is 46 to 62 or 64. 46 to 64.
Are you talking about the years or age?
Yeah. Years.
That is big.
Yeah, it's a big thing. I'm like right personally on the trailing edge.
Yeah, that's when I knew Mom was somewhere in there. Yeah, I mean, some of this for sure is generational rather than age. Like, I guess 40 years from now, I think it's going to be unrelated. Like, it's not a pattern by age.
Yeah, you may be right about that. This one was a little interesting, too.
Who the hell is the other? What are you?
I don't know.
What are you, motherfuckers?
I don't know. I think it's people who don't necessarily mixed or they don't want to identify as any particular.
I don't know what to do sometimes with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm basically 50% Hispanic. Like, am I going to mark that everywhere? I don't know. I normally just do white.
Yeah. But you're like specifically Latin American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And very.
Yeah.
I'm just very white passing.
Let's see. What's the region? This is the last place that this might
Is that
be
America?
Yeah. The West. People in the West are more likely, apparently, to buy expensive but made to
That's some
last.
generational shit too, right? I bet you 20 years ago, you asked the West and it's the opposite.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right? The Hollywood.
Yeah.
Fashion. LA used to be fashion and shit.
Yeah.
And now it's, now it's a little more liberal. Now it's a little more probably caring about the fast fashion.
Yeah. Personally, I just find it hard to decide to buy things for myself at this point because I don't need that much. Like, I just remodeled my closet and I have a fucking million shirts after having gotten rid of at least a fucking million shirts.
I just do that every 1 or 2 years anyways.
Yeah.
I'll do a little Goodwill or a little, donation action.
Yeah. I had things that I did not want to put into the Goodwill stream.
Yeah,
I don't want to see them anywhere else, and so I just threw them away.
I don't know what to do with dress clothes often, because when I buy dress clothes, I definitely go for the quality. I'm not going to buy like shit slacks, but then my body weight goes crazy.
Yeah.
And so like I know you can obviously hem things down and have them out and whatever. So like I have like a suit for like 200-pound Mike and I have a suit for like 230-pound Mike. Yeah. I got a bunch of fucking weddings coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not in these ones, which is...
Oh, okay. You just have to show up.
Yeah, I just have to...
And look good.
Yeah, drink a glass of wine and
there you go.
Talk. I did have a weird dream. I was in a wedding. I've never been a best man.
Me either.
Yeah. And so... Because a lot of my homies didn't do, like, normal weddings. Like, the probably 3 or 4 opportunities I would have been best man weren't, classical weddings.
Yeah.
So they didn't do all that. But I had a dream. It was literally last night, and I never fucking dream. And last night I had 2 dreams, and one of them, I was like getting ready for my speech, but the wedding was today, and I just found out I'm the best man, and I'm like, oh shit. But that's actually what I thrive for. I think that's what the secret to the dream is. Like, I'm built for this moment. Pass me the champagne.
You go in and fucking rock it.
Yeah, pass me the champagne.
Just rock it. Have people filming it on their phones. That goes viral.
Yeah, they're going to at fucking Vince Vaughn and the Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, and then there's like a fucking spontaneous dance routine that happens
and
right afterwards.
All the bridesmaids are naked by the end of my speech.
Right.
That's how it finished. Exactly. Then I woke up. Now we're here at the podcast.
Whole basement's flooded,
Party. Yeah, I was waiting for that moment. Never had it yet.
Never happened.
One day.
Yeah. We're talking about dreams. Like, when something shitty happens, I've done just a tiny little bit of lucid dreaming in my life. I've been able to like control dreams a little bit. But why is it when something shitty happens in a dream, you just don't fucking walk away from it? Like, go to another part of the dream where not a shitty thing is happening.
Yeah, I guess if you're in full control, you definitely are.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like, the best you can normally do is wake up.
No, I always wake up.
And then you carry that shitty feeling with you.
100%. Yeah, my heart goes crazy and I wake up anytime. And I'm so sensitive, sometimes it's not even like... It's not like I'm getting chased by a shark sometimes. Sometimes it's just like sadness, and I'm just fucking waking up sweating and shit. Yeah, I hate that. That's one of the worst things ever. I already have issues like shaking little bad things off in my day. Like, that's something I've worked on for a very long time and still struggle with. But a dream, for some reason, sticks harder.
Yeah.
Like, just the mood. And I could tell myself 100 times that was fake. That didn't happen. That's not real. That's literally nothing. And I just have like this mood that like turns down the volume on who I am.
Yeah. My wife's probably worst nightmare was that she dreamed that that one of our kids had cancer and she'd forgotten to have them treated.
Yeah. Yeah, like
I mean, that's a fucking terrible parental nightmare.
Like, well, one like in the dream, that's got to be the worst feeling you'll ever experience.
Right.
And then upon wakening, though, again, like to my point, like That's like just illogical.
Yeah, no, she woke me
Right?
up.
Like even the worst mother on the planet
Is not going to do that.
They're gonna figure something out.
Yeah.
They're gonna at least like give you some vegetables or something, right?
You would hope.
Yeah, there's just no way. And so like, yeah, and obviously your wife's in the medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like that's literally just her brain saying, if you were the worst thing you could ever possibly be and forgot to be human today, this is what's going on.
She woke me up and said, neither one of the kids has cancer, right? She's, I know this is crazy. I know this is crazy. I know I'm not thinking clearly. I just had this terrible dream.
Yeah, it'd be
just
bad.
tell me that neither of the kids have cancer. Like, yeah, no, the kids don't have cancer. They're fine.
Yeah, you just feel shitty after dreams for some reason. That's why I'm kind of stoked on it. I don't remember them often.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
The closing with a today I learned. This is a today I learned. Our gym manager here, Kyle, got his car stolen last week.
Yeah.
And there was really not much missing at it. Found it right away. It was tracked on an app. Have not found the perpetrators. And he said to me yesterday, the crazy thing is that all they stole was my ECU, the emissions control unit. And I talked to our friend Chris this morning, and he said, yeah, they do that because because the ECU controls whether you can move the car with the key.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did like hot wired of natures, and we thought that was weird because it's like a 2012, and we're like, I know you can probably figure it out, but it's not like you're just shoving two wires to spark plug like a 1950 or some shit.
Yeah, so apparently what they were able to do was to put an ECU from another car.
Yeah, that they have a key or
that
not.
they have a key, or that they where the immobility thing has been bypassed.
Yeah.
So that they can drive the car. I didn't know that was possible. I don't know if this helps anybody at all.
I don't think it does.
But
like,
now you
how do
know.
yeah, because
now you know.
You can't prevent fucking
No, you can't.
professional criminals.
No, you can't.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, brand new episode every single Wednesday and Friday. Thanks for joining the Q&A. We'll probably do them again. It was fun doing it on Discord, which we've never done before. 3sb.co. New shit probably dropping the third week of August if I had to guesstimate. We will be at PowerFest in Santa Clara, holding a booth, kicking it, and that is August 13th and 14th. Party here at 3rd Street Barbell the weekend of September 10th and 11th. And I'm Solid Mike if you want to follow me. 3rd Street Barbell on Instagram, and we'll catch you on the next one.
I'm at the Jim McD on all the social media. This show is 50% facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. This show is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you on Friday.